Welcome to Whatever's News. I'm your host, Charles, here in the Big Easy on this rainy day. So you know I have to speak true facts. One of my many concerns, as we all should be concerned, about the STEM shutdown. I'm speaking on the black engineering programs. Looking at a heist, but they aren't stealing diamonds or cash. They're stealing the future of the black Americans engineering STEM program. For decades, engineering was the ultimate great equalizer. It was stable, high-paying, bridge to the black middle class. But as we sit here in 2026, that bridge is being dismantled piece by piece under the banner of restoring merit, meaning the quality of being particularly good or worthy so as to deserve praise or reward. The hook, merit, is what the GOP and black conservatives threw out the fishing line. And then as we all can see in broad daylight, these clowns thought this boneheaded idea would work and no one would pay attention. Silly rabbit tricks off of kids type bullshit. We the people of common sense watch this bullshit as we move, so we kept the public aware of what took place from Washington to DC, Florida, and the GOP coordinated strike that hit massive speed bump, wiping out all the programs to identify and retain black STEM talent in STEM in 2021. 24% of the general population in the U.S. worked in STEM, and it was estimated that blacks made up only 9% of the workforces. As you can see, the math ain't mathing right here. For decades, the goal was broadening the base, getting more black, brown, and underrepresented talent into engineering. But in the last 12 months, that goal has been illegally and financially declared a distraction. Is this about meritocracy, as they claim, or is it a calculated erasure of competition? Today, we bring the receipts. We're naming the architects who eliminated $350 million, creating a hole in the budget, eliminated grants, and literally all of the U.S. military to turn its back on talent. We, the people of common sense, knew that bullshit was coming. The data shows what happens when you pull up the ladder with the next generation is climbing to the goal of equity and equality. Let's get right into the blueprint. DEI legislation tracker, the Chronicle of higher education, military recruitment rollback, military.com, MSEIP, grant information, minority science engineers improvement that pays labs, tutors, and the bridge programs at under-resourced schools, Department of Education, Newsroom, Texas SB 17 Impact Report, the Texas Tribune, National Society of Black Engineers, NSBE, NSBE.org, NAACP, Defense Fund. Get into the blueprint. Now let's look at the map to check and see if 1 + 1 = 9. Now, diversity is a vibe. It's a talent pool. Industry analysts project that retention rates for black engineering students dropped by just 15% because of these cuts. The U.S. will face a deficit of 10,000 plus engineers by 2030, while the GOP circus tours defunding our talented engineers. Our global competitors doubling down on STEM education. We are creating a national security crisis in the name of political theater. A horrible low-budget film of the circus tour at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The key fact, 10,000 fewer engineers, 10,000 fewer people building the bridges, the power grids, and the AI of tomorrow. This isn't just a black problem. It's an American competitiveness problem. That was snuck into the blueprint like a thief in the night. They need our support because this will affect us all globally. The fight has begun to bridge the gap with private money and lawsuits. But if you want to see a full list of sources, I use this for this episode. Check the description below. I'll link the tracker, the legislative text, and the advocacy group who are still on the ground. This administration argument, they claim these grants are racially exclusionary. We, the people of common sense, came to the table and said bullshit. The fact, they aren't just stopping new grants. They're terminating existing multi-year projects mid-cycle. If you're a student at an HBCU halfway through a research project, your funding just vanished. Where to find this? check out the U.S. Department of Education, Newsroom, under Program Priority Shifts, or the Federal Register for the termination of MSEIP. I'm not surprised by the black conservatives who decided to do the old step and fetch dance just to get tickets for the circus tour at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and turned around to issue the people of common sense a ticket to see the greatest laughing showcase the world at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We could not believe the total embarrassment of the math that was not mathing and the lies told. The black conservatives fell for the 1 + 1 = 9 and embarrassed themselves. Peep this. Every February, thousands, and I mean thousands, of the brightest black engineers gather at the Bay Conference for Black Engineers of the Year Award. That's right. Traditionally, the U.S. military is the biggest recruit there. But they're recruiting cybersecurity and experts and civil engineers. Exciting, but I know. But check this out. In February 2025, Defense Secretary Pete Hedges ordered a stand down. All military branches were banned from uniform appearances or active recruiting at the conference. The result, a generation of black cyber talent was cut off from national security overnight. While the U.S. complains about talent shortage in cyber defense, the Secretary of Defense decided to do a magic trick called poof pow and avoided the room where experienced black and brown engineers was gathered. Where to find this information? Read the reports on military.com or search Hex's Bayer Recruitment Directive on Stars and Stripes. To the people who needs to see this, subscribe to whatever news. More deep dives into the stories that matter to you. Finally, share this video to send it to a student, engineer, or policymaker. Information is the only way to fight back. I'm your host, Charles, and this is Whatever's News. Remember, keep building.